You've probably heard that it's harder to lose fat over 40. And while that's true, well, actually that's not true at all. Especially since study after study shows that weight loss after 40 requires the same effort as it does in your 20s and 30s. The problem most women over 40 run into is continuing to follow the same restrictive diet advice that never works past the first few weeks. After spending decades losing and regaining the same 20 to 50 pounds, I finally figured out that endless cardio and strict diet rules weren't the answer if I wanted results that last. Now that I'm down 50 pounds while building the toned body that I've always wanted, I've learned the beginner mistakes I was making that never lead to results. Making these mistakes made me think that strength training would never help me reach my fat loss goals. Now that I've learned that building lean muscle makes fat loss way easier, I'll show you 7 secrets that make building muscle easy. At this point, your inner voice is probably screaming, "But Nissa, I don't want to get bulky with some muscle building plan. I just want to lose this stubborn belly fat that I can't get rid of no matter what." But what if I told you that the no matter what that you're neglecting is actually the reason you'll never reach your goal? So if getting stronger is required for that lean body you've been chasing, where should you even start? You'll never build more muscle if you don't set yourself up for success with nutrition first. Even though strength training is required, no matter what some of these fasting experts tell you, your body needs specific nutrients to get stronger. And not focusing on the first nutrient is like neglecting the inner core layer of the earth, as shown here on my tissue box. Yes, I'm using my tissue box to explain how to effectively recomp your body. No, I didn't research how accurate this box actually is, but the layers are listed in English and Spanish, so it seems like a credible source. Either way, if you want to build your metabolism, you gotta give your body the nutrients it needs to grow muscle, which is mostly the amino acids found in protein. Not building a strong inner core by not eating enough protein will cause all of these other layers to become weak and crumble. But eating foods labeled as high protein isn't enough to get these beauties to grow. The best way to build that inner core is to focus on mostly whole food protein. While processed fun foods, powders, and bars can provide a small boost, your body will really start to take shape when you focus on more protein-dense foods like meat, eggs, and dairy. Of course, just adding some protein to your meals won't get you to your goal, because when it comes to a high-protein diet for fat loss, more is always better. Well, maybe not always, because a balance of healthy carbs and fats are also required. Plus, if you haven't worked on your digestion, then too much protein can leave you feeling gassy, nauseous, and bloated. But your overall goal should be to aim for your target weight in grams of whole food protein each day. And to read through the digestion blogs linked in the description, if you do feel bloated, nauseous, constipated, or you get heartburn whenever you increase protein. But building a strong inner core by eating more protein is completely useless if you don't also work on the outer core layer at the same time. Obviously, you need to lift weights if you want to build muscle. Although I guess it's not so obvious, since there are fasting experts who tell you that all you need to do is fast in order to build a strong, lean body, which couldn't be further from the truth. If all you do is fast and chill, while you may see more muscle towards the end of your diet, that's only because you starved off a good chunk of fat, which helps the muscle you manage to retain show through. But make no mistake, lifting heavy things is absolutely required to build muscle. But just hitting the gym without a plan isn't the way to build a strong outer core. A mistake I made for far too long was just hitting the weight side of the gym for 10 to 15 minutes after a long cardio session, hoping that that was enough to get results. Turns out, it's not. It wasn't until I quit all strenuous cardio and instead prioritized strength training that I finally got results. But even though I put resistance training first, it wasn't enough to build a solid outer core until I followed a well laid out plan. Because no matter how many YouTube videos you've binged on the subject, you'll never beat the experience of trainers who've been getting their clients results for decades. That's why you need to find a plan that provides a full body routine that you can follow 2 to 3 days each week. And that's it. That is all you need. Well, not all, because we still have 5 more layers on my tissue box to get through, but working your butt off in the gym 6 to 7 days each week only leads to exhaustion and injury. Trust me, I've been there. But now that I follow the Mind Pump full body routine 3 days each week, my results have taken off. But I'm only getting results because after much trial and error, I figured out that I have to work through the next layer of strength training, which is just like building this lower mantle area of the earth. As you can see on the side of my tissue box, this area is the thickest and most sturdy section, proving this is where you build the strongest foundation. The same thing holds true with your strength training program. Even though your overall plan would crumble without first focusing on protein and a structured workout, you will never see any results if you don't also follow progressive overload. Again, I don't know how scientifically accurate this earth explanation is since I'm just using the side of a tissue box, but the thickness of this lower mantle proves that more work was put into this section over time to grow. In order for your muscles to grow, you have to continually stimulate the muscles by adding another rep, another set, better form, or a little more weight to your reps and sets each week. This is called progressive overload, which is the exact process you need to follow to make this layer even stronger so you can build stronger layers on top of it. Even though we've built a strong foundation by eating enough protein and by following a well-structured workout program with progressive overload, neglecting this next layer was something that held my results back for way too long. Since I thought just building those first 3 layers would be enough to reach that continental crust, I thought I was good to go. But as you can see on the tissue box, there are still 3 more layers to form the muscle that makes fat loss easy. Even though my memory isn't what it used to be, I was always pretty good at remembering what I did in the gym the day before. If I did 3 sets of box squats with 95 pounds, then the next time I did box squats, I just remember to push the weight up to 100 pounds. But as I progressed into more complicated routines, I couldn't quite remember if I did 8 or 9 bicep curls last time. And then I'd wonder, wait, did I use the 20-pound dumbbells or was it the 22.5-pound set? I never tracked my workouts since in the past I always just remembered what I did and that's what worked for me. But seeing how I never really got results with strength training before, that's when I realized I had to track every workout if I wanted to progress. While there's plenty of apps that can help you track your workout, I just use the Notes app on my phone. While this might look like chicken scratch to you, I can scroll up to my last workout and clearly see that when I box squatted last week, I had 50 pounds on the bar, completing 3 rounds of 6 reps. Since my goal is to progress in some way each week, if I'm feeling strong, this week I'll add more weight to the bar. If I'm not ready to add weight, then I progress by adding another rep to each set. If I have time and energy, I can even add another set to my workout for a different way to progress. All of these forms of progressive overload help me get stronger, but I'd never know if I was actually progressing if I didn't track my workouts. But what about when you really want to make progress, but you can't find the strength to do it? That's where this next layer comes in handy. Even though the asthenosphere, however you pronounce this thin blue layer right here, even though it looks unnecessary, this layer plays an important role since the asthenosphere is the lubricant that facilitates plate tectonic movement. Well, I'm not 100% sure what that means. It sounds exactly like what this next trick does, I think. When you're ready to progress your plan, but you can't find the strength to do even 1 more rep, use this easy trick to build your strength. Let's say your goal is to do 10 bicep curls in your set. Start with as many reps as you can squeeze out with good form. In this example, let's say you make it to 8. Instead of moving on to your next set, give yourself a 20 to 30 second break. Once you've rested, pick up where you left off, counting those last few reps until you complete your set. Soon enough, you'll notice that it is way easier to complete the entire set of 10 reps, which means you can start the process over with even heavier weights the next time you lift. Speaking of rest, it is so important to rest in between each set so that your body has time to recover before lifting again. I typically rest for 2 to 3 minutes in between sets, depending on how hard I'm working. This next layer, called the lithosphere, serves as the solid outer layer of the earth, which provides a foundation for all landforms. If you want to build a solid foundation that makes building muscle easier, then adding this next layer of strength training is exactly what you need. Even though most people wait for motivation to strike before getting started, a fat loss plan that works doesn't work in that order. Whether you're brand new to working out or you've been in the gym for a while, motivation happens after you get results. That's where exercise snacks come in. These are small amounts of strength training you can do throughout the day to increase your strength. And these quick sessions really work. Over the past few months, I've been working towards my first full body weight pull-up with this assisted pull-up machine. Every time I climb onto the machine, my goal is to complete a set of 6 reps with good form before removing 5 pounds of assisted help. At one point, I felt like I was stuck on the 70-pound level for weeks. But one day, 70-pound assisted pull-ups felt easy, so I removed 5 pounds of assistance from the stack. Once I was able to complete 6 reps at 65 pounds, I removed another 5 pounds just to see if I can get 1 or 2 pull-ups with less assistance. After removing another 5 pounds, I still made it to 6 reps, which meant that I progressed as much in one workout that previously took weeks. At first, I couldn't understand why I was suddenly superwoman on the assistant pull-up machine, but then it hit me. Earlier that week, I started a routine of 10 push-ups 2 to 3 times throughout the day. And 20 to 30 push-ups per day was all it took to boost my strength on the pull-up machine. Here we are 6 weeks later, and keeping push-ups as part of my daily routine is helping me build even more strength since I am this close to my first unassisted pull-up. Even if you're not quite ready for pull-ups, you can use exercise snacks as a starting point for your strength training journey. Start with a simple routine of 10 push-ups and 30 bodyweight squats 3 times a day. Test this out for a few weeks and notice how much stronger you feel. If you currently can't do a full push-up or a full squat, start where you are. You can test out easier progressions like knee push-ups or countertop push-ups, and you don't have to go as low on your squat. Just continue working on getting stronger every day. This could be the exact routine that helps you get results, which could be the very motivation you need to level up your strength training routine. The last layer on my earth tissue box is the continental crust, also known as the layer that shapes the earth. If you want to see the shape that you have spent so much time building, then this last layer is vital to your muscle building plan. But if you make the same mistake that 99.999% of all dieters have made at some point or another, then you risk crumbling all of the layers you worked so hard to build. Now, it's estimated that the Earth took 10 to 20 billion years to form. If our divine creator said, screw it, this is taking too long after the first billion years, do you think we would have all of the beauty we enjoy today? No, because building something that's sustainable takes patience. While you do need to cut calories to get rid of the body fat that's covering your muscle, rushing the process with another extremely low calorie diet is one of the quickest ways to destroy all of the progress you've built. Whenever you cut calories too low in order to rush fat loss, you lose muscle right along with it. And losing too much muscle during a fat loss phase slows your metabolism, which sets you up to regain everything you lost. If you instead go into your plan with a slow and steady fat loss approach, even though your scale doesn't move as quickly with a moderate calorie deficit, the results you get last much longer, if not forever. But to get those results, you have to understand how to set up a calorie deficit for a plan that helps you build muscle while also losing fat. You can learn exactly how to do that in this video. I walk you through the exact steps to set up your perfect calorie deficit while showing you the 2 habits you have to master for an easy fat loss plan that works every time.